So, yeah, unlike every single other person...
Hello there.
You know what? I had a feeling you'd show up when I maxed the last bond. I saw that coming. Anyway, like I was saying, so unlike everyone else on the team who Sho has become really good friends with, or possibly more in the case of some of the girls, he's basically with Sojiro, he's essentially made an enemy. Interesting, they're just focusing on a common thread at the moment.
I had a feeling it was about time you'd show up.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty much on the same page with Sho at this point. But anyway, back to Sojiro for 1 second. Is it just me, or does Sojiro feel like the kind of character who'd be the villain of a Phoenix Wright case? It just honestly feels like that to me, in a way.
Would you care to talk about what happened 10 years ago?
Yeah, let's finally figure this out, because this is the one mystery that's still lingering.
Back then, an astronomer observed a gigantic meteor in the heavens on a collision course with the Earth.
Well, we know that already, seeing as we've got those Dear Kate letters.
Further analysis concluded the meteor would strike the planet in 10 years.
And 10 years later would be now.
Wait a second, if that discovery was made 10 years ago, then...
Exactly, once again, we're on the same page.
That's correct. The impact will occur shortly, and it will be of such magnitude that the world will come to an end.
That can't be true. I've never even heard of such a meteor.
Well, I think we know the drill by now. That's because it doesn't exist in the universe Sho is from.
Even if that fact was kept hidden, it would have come to light somehow.
It's only natural that you aren't aware of its existence. Do not worry, nothing was kept hidden from you. After all, the meteor isn't going to collide with your world.
Yeah.
Did I just hear you correctly? You just said...
You've established a close bond with your allies, have you not? Then you should have come to a realization by now. There isn't just one world out there. A world which escaped its destruction, and a world with no choice but to wait for its doom. Fate is cruel, or rather, what's truly cruel is mankind for creating these fates.
Huh?
What are you talking about? What you've been saying makes no sense.
Mankind has no means of resisting such destruction. Even the fate materia are powerless to counter this threat. The future was decided long before the meteor would fall. But mankind could not stay calm in despair for 10 years. They would not accept this fate, and so they fought back until they found their ray of hope. Their one salvation against fate, a light in the darkness. And from that light, a new planet was born, identical to the doomed world except for one fact. It was not destined for destruction.
Oh, now it finally makes sense. So they created the second alternate universe. That makes sense. And yeah, and I think I see where the end is coming from now. Basically, he must have been chosen to stay in the world that was doomed to destruction, and yeah, that's why he said that his fate was decided from the beginning.
This was mankind's choice.
Another world? You're saying that they created another planet. That's utterly ridiculous.
The idea may be an absurd one, but they drew upon the fate materia and its miraculous power to protect the world. And they also drew on the core materia, with its power to negate the fate materia's influence, in order to turn this possibility into reality.
Yeah, I remember one of the earlier files talked about how the tower was able to somehow replicate those defense systems and replicate objects, so they must have extended this and thought, what if we could replicate the entire planet using that?
Together, they helped save the world. The 12 fate materia were implanted within 12 people who could bear their power, and the core materia was forged into a stake to connect the worlds, yet sever one from the other.
So that would be the
You're all
tower.
too familiar with this stake. You can sense the core materia's power around you, even now.
Even now?
The core materia was reformed into the Tower of Destiny. It is known to you all as the Pillar. You have established a bond with everyone, and in doing so, you may yet be able to trigger a miracle. There is a man with a sad fate who was denied the very right to exist in the world. Please save him.
That's you, isn't
Please
it?
endure his grudge and understand that it's because he was not allowed to live. All I have left is to wish for you to see that. I'm glad we had our chance to speak.
Wait, we're not done talking yet.
I must go now. I must wait for that moment when death and despair call for me. Do you think we might meet again? One day?
Yeah, we might, although he'll hate Sho by that point.
Wait! He's left once again, huh? What am I supposed to do now?
Yeah, I think we finally understand the End's motivations, and, basically, most of the plots are all understandable now. And now, finally, top secret classified documents. In regards to the verification result of test subject S001 and T012's abilities, that would be Sho and the End, but whose? What's the End's real name? We have determined their abilities are closely linked to our ultimate goal. All related documents must be destroyed at once, and their data must be stored under high security within the central database containing all essential project information. Yep, finally we're getting the Sho report. Test subject S011. Normally, a person may only experience a single future by virtue of only living a single life. But what if someone could shoulder the burdens of a third party, and through that, live their lives multiple times? That may lead to them being able to open up countless new worlds of possibilities. With that new potential within their grasp, they would be able to choose a new, unseen future. This would become possible not through the power of a single person, but by borrowing the power of another. Though the test subject S011 still holds many mysteries, we have concluded that it would be possible for him to foresee such a future, born of an entirely new causality. To begin with, how does precognition accurately see and thus determine a solid, definitive future from all the possibilities available? If the future he saw were to be nullified, we can hypothesize that would mark the birth of an entirely new unforeseen timeline. With that in mind, we posit that the subject's power may not simply be to perceive future events. There exists the possibility that his power is not merely observing a future but creating a new one. If this were true, then the subject's true fate skill may be to see raw possibility and shape it into reality as he sees fit. Summary of all possibilities. We hypothesize that the test subject S011's precognition will allow him to choose between these alternate possibilities. If so then, what awaits beyond the possibilities of his own power? If he can truly choose from multiple futures, then he may be able to assemble all paths and possibilities into one temporal apex, a culmination of all possible outcomes. If such a miracle can be performed, then surely it would be enough to change the fate of the world itself. He may be our last hope. So Sho is a lot more important than he knows he is. That's interesting. So Sho's real power. His real power is not just the ability to see the future, it's to create the future. That is very, very interesting. And now I think I finally see why the End hates him so much. And why the End keeps talking about how Sho was the one who chose who lived and who died. Because in a way he actually was, he just might not have been aware of it. But yeah, he's the real key behind all this. He has the ability to create a new future by changing fate, and because of that set the End off on his path to villainy and started this whole mess to begin with. But maybe by maxing out all bonds, Sho can find a way to change fate in a way that saves both futures, and perhaps even saves the End as well. We still don't know what the End's power was, so that's the one mystery that still remains. In fact, speaking of remaining mysteries, I think there's only one more file left. Oh wait, no, there are actually 3. 2 more lore files that are both on the 5th floor, and 1 more chapter of the End's diary. But things are finally coming together. So, at this point, yeah, we need to go to Encroaching Walls. And this is where the final part, I think, of the End's diary is. So, like always, I'll just show getting the part of the diary, and other than that, I will just, yeah, cut the rest of the battle. Of course, we don't have, Argutor here, but I can bring Marco there, I guess maybe Soldier, or just going to use the standard team that I usually do at this point. Guess Nagi. And, well, I've diverted most of the suspicion to him, so I guess I can still use him. I'm still not sure what to do, but I think at least if I erase George, because he is pretty much definitely innocent, and again, then maybe Mana, just because I want to see what her Max Bond erasure conversation looks like.
Let's do this.
Like, technically what I could do is try and actually erase one of the traitors, because I might not be getting the bad ending, so make things a bit easier for me in the final battle. But I do kind of want to show what the final battle's like with some traitors. And that would give me a team of 3 if I had 3 traitors. Yeah, anyway, we'll see what happens when we get there, really.
I can keep going.
Okay, so this switch, I believe, is the switch that only appears on a second playthrough. Yes, it is. I hope it doesn't open up any of the other doors. Okay, that's good. And we get the End's Diary 4. So that was pretty easy, actually. And yeah, that's all I needed to show on this mission. So I'll see you back here afterwards for reading the file. Oh, okay, there's different dialogue here, so I may as well record it. Also, I'm actually kind of annoyed that I didn't record that mission, because, if you look at those 2 enemies left there that are fighting each other, yeah, Chaos Wave is hilarious. Confuse all enemies on the map. That led to some pretty interesting things happening.
I'm becoming rather acquainted with all of... How should I put it? Like, it's kind
Okay,
of
yeah, we've already seen
mysterious.
this. Already seen this.
I'm not usually an advocate of all this teamwork nonsense.
Especially seeing as you're a traitor in this
But
run.
truthfully, I haven't found our time together so dislikable. If we made it out of here and one of you acquired some deadly affliction, you could feel free to look me up.
Considering his Max Bond conversation with Shoal, I'm not sure you'd want to do that, because if he couldn't cure you, then yeah, dead.
Look, we're all here for the same bullshit kill mission. So if we gotta be friends...
Yeah, we've already seen
Maybe this is
Zangi's.
selfish, but I'm kind of having fun. I never knew how it feels to accomplish something alongside other people. I missed out on all of this when I was alone.
We have such great heart. Oh, I know. An idol group with both...
Teamwork is a thing of wonder. This is what justice and judgment is all about. We who have assembled under the flag of justice shall not succumb to any foe.
We don't have many days left until, however, we will.
I wish Marco was not the traitor on both of my runs, because, I feel so bad for him. Anyway, just skip through this. And we don't really need this.
Curse you,
We'll be fine
evil
if we stick together.
Something's wrong.
Huh. Did I only get 2 voices there? Oh, right, I didn't bring Zenji, that's why. I mean, I might as well use Deep Vision to check all the traitors again, but I doubt anything's going to have changed. Mana, I guess?
I see.
More because I don't want to lose Yoko, she's too good. I mean, Mana's too good as well. And let's swing you towards George.
Huh?
But the real reason we did that was for the End's Diary, so let's go ahead and check that. In fact, with that, we've filled out every single tips file on characters. That's one of the things that I wanted to accomplish this playthrough. There are still 2 more lore files, though, and I'm not sure how many tutorial files there are. Anyway, the End's Diary 4. The ones they call traitors are those who have been summoned from the world doomed to destruction. I pretty much already figured that one out. Yet they still press on, clinging to the false belief that they are all allies, fellow champions of the same world. Outcasts of another world are mixed in amongst them. Only one world will survive. I kind of figured that too. Thus, those blessed with a second chance will become traitors, and bring down those prodigal children in order to protect their world. Again, I figured that as much too. How fitting that they would be forced to judge and condemn their comrades themselves. For each floor ascended, I will pass on the truth of this world to one person. I am looking forward to seeing how Sho Kasugai will deal with the enemies of his world, as one by one they rise to stand against him. For each floor ascended, I will pass on the truth of this world to one person. Yeah. But wait, aren't there 2 traitors on the 5th floor? Anyway. So unless the 5 are predetermined at the start of the playthrough, and yeah, I just got unlucky enough that Toya and Himeno, I don't think Agito was one, because he said that he wasn't a traitor in his Erasure speech, but maybe Toya and Himeno were meant to be traitors and I got rid of them early, so that might be what happened. Does mean that actually getting a bad ending run is quite difficult, but still. Now with that out of the way, I guess Memory's Certainty is the next mission that we need to do, which takes place in the exact same place as, not Trial of the Megalith, as Encroaching Walls, I think. Yeah, Hall of Captivity, same place. Oh, and I need to complete Ruined Guardians, so may as well do that off camera. But anyway, next time I think we'll be taking on Memory's Certainty, so see you then. So I had a feeling something like this would happen. After the conversation with the End at the end of, well, Hall of the End, the boss mission of the 4th floor, when he mentioned 10 years ago, this happened. This was something we haven't seen last time, but I believe we had brief flashes of this in the opening movie. So, this is the, spin-off in the making, Lost Dimension Babies. I mean, actually, it's probably all of them in the research facility. Anyway, so, recording this now.
You must make a decision.
Oh, you sound like Patrick Seitz.
But I don't want to choose.
And you sound like a girl.
That's unacceptable, Sho. I already explained to you, haven't I? You have to choose. If you don't, then everything we know will end.
Only you can divide the 12 powers into groups of 6.
The 12 powers into groups of 6?
Now hurry, you must save the world.
I guess there's little point in saying anything to you right now. If you wish to know more, then keep climbing. We can talk in person. But if you wish to proceed, then you will need to pay the price.
So you're having us make more sacrifices?
So, in the past, Sho had to choose which 6 to send to the world that was about to be destroyed, my guess is. And, yeah, makes sense that the End would be out for revenge if he chose, him.
Don't waste your breath pretending to be angry. Admit it, you've grown accustomed to this process, haven't you? Culling others. Yes, quite familiar with the process.
And these lines make a lot more sense now.
Ruining others' futures just so you can have a future.
As does this.
What do you mean by that?
So, like, thinking about it like this, you have 5 people who get erased, so leaving just Sho and 5 people, which leaves 6. Then there's the End and the 5 traitors, which is another 6, so my guess is that the traitors are in fact the 6, including the End that Sho sent to the other world in the past.
Gone again, huh? Pay the price. I'm well aware of that. Regardless, I've made my choice. I'll keep moving forward.
Yeah, so it seems like it makes sense now, and now we know why the N wants revenge.
Curse you, evil incarnate!
We don't know who the traitor is.
Okay, unless there's a cutscene here. Oh no, just this again.
Now then.
Oh! Yes.
So now, for real this time, next time we'll be doing the next Memories mission. I wonder if there's one on the 5th floor as well. Not sure, but anyway, for real this time, I'll see you in the next episode.